I wanted to do this video while I was washing dishes, because when I caught this message, that's what I was doing. Okay, so for everybody who wash dishes, I don't know what order y'all wash y'all dishes in, but me personally, when I wash my dishes, I don't like putting my hands in nasty dishwater. Because I don't like the nasty dishwater, before I wash my dishes, I will use nothing but hot water to rinse off all the filth, all the gunk that's on the dishes. Once I'm finished rinsing them in nothing but hot water, I put them in the dishwater to wash them, then rinse them, of course. After rinsing them, I put them on the drying rack. After the drying rack, of course, they go into the cabinet. Okay, so just stay with me because I'm going somewhere. Now that I got out the way the order to how I wash dishes, now I end up meditating, and a couple scriptures that I end up coming on was, ask and it shall be given unto you, knock and keep knocking and the door be open. And it says, to everyone who asks will receive. Now the way I received it, it was emphasis on everyone. It was heavy on the everyone. It didn't say some of us, it said everyone who asks receives. Then I read another scripture that says everything has to be done in decency and in order. Decency and in order. So I looked up decency. I'm like, okay, so what is decency? Decency is a behavior that conforms to accepted standards. I said, okay, so everything has to be done in decency and in order. I read another scripture that said, to where much is given, much is also required. I said, okay. The revelation that I caught from washing the dishes was, some of us are in this season just like the dishes. Some of us are in a season to where God is using nothing but hot water just to knock that filth up off of us, you know. Some of us in a season of getting washed. Some of us getting rinsed off. Some of us on the drying rack in a waiting period. After the drying rack, it's the cabinet. So we in a waiting period getting ready for display. The cabinet is display. After the cabinet, you use those dishes for your use. So some of us are on display getting ready for use. Another thing, how many of us have washed the dishes, rinsed them, put them on a drying rack, all to look over to see a spot on it? And what we do, we pull that back up off the drying rack and back into the water to get cleaned properly. How many of us have actually leveled up or elevated and misused our blessings, or still had a bit more refining to do, so that we had to take a step back to get it together before we can proceed on? Another thing, when it comes to glass cups, wine glasses, all those glasses, those certain dishes are more fragile. You wash them, you're more careful when you wash them. And when you put them on display, they don't even sit with regular dishes. They don't sit with the regular cups. They in a section all by themselves. So that's another thing. Some of us are being separated so that we can sit with our caliber in decency and in order. Decency is conforming to the accepted standard. It's an accepted standard that we gotta have to receive the things that we're asking for. What are some of these standards? Respectfulness, correctness, purity, thoughtfulness, meekness, courtesy. It's a good form. It's a certain posture we have to have. It's a required accepted standard for what we're asking for. It's like when we ask, we receive. So whatever it is, whether you asking for $1 million, trillion, or $1 billion, you got it. But to where much is given, much is also required, and everything has to be done in decency and in order. So reach the required accepted standard for the blessings that you asking for. I hope that I delivered this in a way that I received it. But yeah, that's all I have on, I don't even know what I want to title this. Yeah, that's all I have.